This is Parker's Post. Parker's Post. What you talking
Man, I'm
about?
smoking me a little stick, man, before I go on my
What
morning
you
walk.
talking about?
Man, my darn phone, man, I turn it off every night. Come on, and man, I'm looking at all these. I'm looking at all these different October news. Man, you know what it say?
What's that?
Welcome back to Parker's Post, everybody. Man, I'm gonna give y'all our early October news.
Okay. Lay it on me.
We got my man military here like always. I'm Bobby here. Man, I tell you, man, we got some of the most stupidest things going on right now, don't we?
It has been in the world of sports. It has been a challenging month in the month of October. I will agree.
Tell me this here, man. That giving the worst news anchor, news journalist, man, that giving them longevity.
Oh yeah.
Man, this free work here.
Couple people gonna get some awards after this.
Oh my goodness. Hey man, tell me something, man. Tell me this here, man. Tell me this here. This is all I want to know. Man, this give me the first thing that came across your mind after I read this here. 18 former NBA players are charged in a $4 million insurance fraud scheme.
First thing come to mind. First of all, probably everybody on that list done made way more than $4 million. And why you stealing? That don't make no sense. I must have missed something. I had to. Now, do we have anybody on this list that we would consider a Hall of Famer or an All-Star?
Yes, we have a few. I'm not gonna say all stuff, but you got a couple of world champions in there.
Okay, so you got some world champions in there.
World champions. You know, one of the biggest names I think on this list is Big Baby Davis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big Baby Davis. Man, I'm gonna tell you this, man.
That's a federal crime. Am I not correct?
Reuben Robinson. Yes.
So some of these folks. Now you know who surprised me?
Who?
The person that surprised me was
The guy that played with Boston.
yeah.
The guard.
Yeah. What was the guy? Was it Sebastian Telefeld?
No.
That's one of them Brooklyn boys.
Yeah.
Darius Miles.
Yeah. Man, this is a crazy. This stuff is crazy. But I would tell you this here. Just with all the guys that was on the list. Now let me give you some of the stuff that I found out. Some of them was claiming they filed on paperwork for the same tooth in the same location. They filed for reimbursement. Claims for the same root canals of the same tooth.
So this all dental stuff?
Yes, all done.
Get out of here. You know, $4 million worth of dental? That's a lot of claims.
That's a lot of claims, and there was one guy say he was in Beverly Hills, California when he was playing overseas. On the day he claimed he had the surgery, he had a ball game he played in overseas. And all these guys here with big names coming out.
Yep.
Shannon Brown, the guard.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it Shannon Brown, the one that was dating dating an old singer out there, the young girl.
Kissy Cole?
No. What the dude name that did the video, the new video. One of the very first one ever come out.
D'Angelo?
No, not Monica. What? Yeah, Monica.
Mom. Okay.
No. Shannon Brown would date Monica, right? Monica or
One of them young R&B singers. So let's go through this list. Run them off to me. Let me see.
Terrence Williams.
Where you played at?
Man, that man, he was like a journeyman, man, because he didn't play that much, man. He was, he had a couple good years, man. He was drafted by the Nets.
Okay.
Back in '09, but most of these guys, some of them, from 2000 to this day,
Okay.
Allen Iverson.
Right. He played with the Nets.
I'm sorry.
But
Another
then-
guy, young guy, Anthony Allen.
Okay.
Another guy. Now that's the guy you disappointed in.
Yeah.
Anthony Allen is better known as Tony Allen.
Right.
That's
He played
the
like
one.
15 years.
That's the one they say that he guarded Kobe real well. Okay.
Now, but you see the footnote in there about his wife. This is where things gonna get interesting. His wife was involved in this as well.
You know why?
Talk to
Because
us.
this is the thing about it. When you have medical insurance, your wife get that coverage too.
Watch out now. So, they double dipping in the house.
They double dipping. So he go make a couple of claims, she make a couple of claims. Hey man, this gonna be what it. Hey, now that's a story we need to follow. William Byron.
Yeah.
.SB, that's all.
Now I like Shannon Brown. Now I like Shannon Brown. He was a first rounder.
You like him as a player?
I like him as a player. I mean, he wasn't great,
Hey,
but he was good.
man, that man's a felon now. He a felon.
Yeah.
He a felon.
Yeah.
Melvin Eli. Now I ain't heard that name since early 2000.
Yeah. That.
Man, his name being highlighted again in a negative way. Christopher Roberts.
And then they'll lose.
Yeah. He must be a big player.
Man, a lot of these guys played right then with the Nets, man. Anthony Wood. Shoot, man, I remember him.
Yeah. I remember him.
Milton, who was this? Man, I ain't got my glasses.
Already sent
Well,
an email.
Palacio?
Yeah. Palacio? I can't see it. I can't see that. That he may be the first Italian player on that. But I don't know. His first name Milton, so I don't think
He might be from Alabama.
he black.
He might be from Alabama.
Tell me something. Why all these guys got to be black, man? Tell me why.
I don't know. But you know what? You know what I'm seeing the trend? They all, somewhere along this list, connected either New Jersey
Maybe the
Or-
same agent.
or out of, up
Maybe
north.
so. Maybe
Yeah.
so. They are connected somehow.
Yeah.
And then your guy.
Sebastian Teller, man, he was hell coming out of college. Oh, he was like the dude.
He's supposed
in
to
high
be.
school.
He's supposed to be.
We've seen a whole bunch of them guys, them paying that.
Hey. Anton Wright. Man, you see half of the guys that play with the Nets. You see this, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You see this, right?
That's what I'm
So
saying.
there's a
Connection.
New York connection.
Yes.
Hey,
That's what I'm
this
saying.
is sad, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Darius Miles.
Yep, I like Darius Miles.
Is that the dude?
Yeah. That's him.
Is
And he got the podcast. It's pretty
he the one that
popular.
is the fella podcaster?
Yeah.
Darius, man, you better shut your show down for a minute, man.
Oh, don't worry. They definitely take care of that for him.
Ruben Patterson.
Wow. That's a real journeyman. Real journeyman.
Eddie Robinson.
Okay.
Gregory Smith.
Nah, these are a lot of support players.
Hey, and Ronald Glenn, Big Baby Davis.
Nah, he won 3. But man, I can't.
Man, we can't believe it, man.
Cause he won a title with the Celtics, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I know he was hell coming out of LSU.
Yeah.
Man, that's just crazy.
Jamario Moon.
Another one of these.
So now you know that they done picked all these guys up, and some of them bonded out. Well, pretty much all of them bonded out. But this is the sad thing about it. They say some had paid the money back. Man, but you know the feds ain't gonna let that go.
But you know, here's the question I have. As they go through their investigation process, do you think more people gonna come up in different areas? Because they couldn't just come up with this on their own.
Yeah, but I don't think so. You know, because I think this
Well, maybe it won't be dental. Maybe it'll be
indictment. You know, because I think this indictment. You know, because I really want to know, was this the same doctor's office?
Or the
Dental
same
office.
agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
So there's a
maybe-
connection in there. Now that's conspiracy.
Yes.
Oh,
You know, and
I
I
believe
think,
that may fall under racketeering law or
Yeah.
RICO statute.
yes, see, 'cause I think it's more to the story that been said. Because the feds had to get up. The feds had to find out somehow.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
you know, so this story here, man, you know, that we have to, man, we got to follow this story, man, in the near future, man, because this here is not over, and I don't think these are the players.
I don't think it's all the players. Now, this is going to be my question. You mentioned something earlier about players playing overseas, and they're doing this. There may be a connection with those guys filing a claim stateside and then playing overseas. If one does it, I'm pretty sure they're talking to other people, you know.
And I'm gonna tell you this here.
This may balloon into something really big.
And we already know how it goes when it comes to fear. Now, this may be a little bit minor, as some people say, but somebody got to tell them somebody.
You know what? When they hit you with them years,
Somebody got to tell.
they hit you with them years,
Somebody.
they come to tears.
Somebody got to tell on it. And then, hey man, I'm just gonna say, you know, hey, we don't have all the facts all
Yep.
as of yet, you know, but they had went through, man, they did their investigation.
How long was the investigation?
Indictment.
You think? How long you think they've been looking into this? Because see, that's part of the problem right there. Because let's just say they only went back. Let's say they only went back. What? Let's just do ballpark. Say they went back 5 years. Nah, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, 5 years. They went back 5 years, and they uncovered this. As an investigative type of person, you would think we need to go back a little farther to see what else.
Yeah.
And then, you know, see once you get that dentist office involved, you hit them with them indictments.
Yeah.
They say, did you collaborate with any other dentists on the West Coast, East Coast, in the South? This may just balloon.
But I
into
think they
something.
already done that before they got before they got the indictment, because I think what happened was they probably got one, and they went in there and looked at all them records and brought all the other guys' names up. Now I ain't trying to be funny, man, because I don't think any of these guys live in Cali. But they got claims come out of Cali.
But this goes back to what you were saying. What if they're agent? What if they sharing the same agent,
Management team.
the management team, and it's out of California?
Right.
Boy, that's a game changer.
Yeah. So let's move on from that, man, because that's kind of saddening, man. Let's move on to this other saddening than the other, man. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. This again, man. I'm out there smoking that darn cigar, man. And, man, I'm out there, man. I'm listening to the birds, fall season kicking in, acorns falling. man, I see a little ticker come across. The New York Times, I got a story on Jon Gruden.
Well, don't they always seem to get everything?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I tell people this here.
Woo.
When the New York Times gets something, boy, they gonna make something happen.
Yes, sir.
But they ain't like the Tampa Tribune is it, or the Tampa Times is it?
Nah.
Boy, that dirty New York Times, I'm gonna tell you this, man.
If they got your
already
name,
know.
if they got your name, you might as well turn yourself in.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, head for the road, right?
Boy, neck on the chopping block.
Man, you know this. You know the sad thing I can say before we get in deep in this here. When I heard this on Friday, and I'm saying, you know, because we only heard partially what he said.
Right.
You know, he said, you know, he would talk about Maurice Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Say that man got lips like a Michelin tire.
Right.
Well, you know, most black folk got some big lips, don't they?
But you know, also, back in the Jim Crow era, that was how they depicted most of us.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, to say that's how you talk about everybody that lied, or you consider told a lie, if you go back through his entire history, has he ever called anybody else that in public? If it was what you said, that's how you always, we would have heard that in a press conference. We would have heard that when he tried, he was in Tampa. We would have heard that, and we never, ever heard that statement being used until now in email.
Hold on. Now I'm gonna back up a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
We never heard statements, but there was one guy that came out years ago, and it's hard for a player to go against a coach when you don't have no backing.
And what happened to him? They set him down.
Yeah, they set him down like 7 weeks till they got him out of here, right?
Yep.
And we hated that dude since. Now all of a sudden that dude looked like he was a goddamn man, like he tried to tell
He
the
knew
world.
he knew the future.
Keyshawn Johnson, man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I wasn't the first one was calling you Meeshawn. Man, I'm gonna apologize to you.
Same here, man.
I'm gonna
He
apologize.
said what was in them emails, but he publicly came out and said it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, a lot of stuff is coming in like, and the thing that stands out to me the most, when he was sending these emails, it wasn't sending it to one person. He was in a group chat.
Okay. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this.
Uh-huh.
So we done. So we were just listening to the ears, trying to see what the NFL was going to do, trying to see what the radio was going to do. And you know, as a Sunday, we listen to people, man. And I just lost a little bit more respect for Tony Dungy again. Tony Dungy said on national TV on Sunday, and said, I don't think we need to fault him for what he said. You know, I'm not quoting Tony Dungy for words,
Right.
exact word, but that was something similar to what he said.
Right.
And I get how you want to give folks a second chance, but the NFL is trying to move forward. We're not trying to go backwards.
Right.
You know, because you cannot continue to allow people ruin your marketing dollars.
Yeah. You know, Booger McFarland said something very interesting. He said, if you look on the field, we all here together, stop racism, you know, stop all of this stuff, and you allow an active coach to still maintain his job.
Yeah.
When we as the league is pushing this inclusion, this togetherness, this one team, one mission, one fight, and you have this outlier on a team that has had a history of issues. Now they have also had a history of being the first. Lamar Shell, first black head coach. So they've had a bunch of firsts, but this is another first that I think if this would have happened when this first came out in 2008, 2009, Gruden probably could have recovered by now.
Yeah, but it's not a chance now.
No.
He
Now,
changed.
he may end up being
What?
to the point blackballed where he will not have any other affiliation with the NFL.
No. He would not have anything else to do with the NFL because he stepped on too many toes. You got to remember, in those emails, he talked about everybody. The darn commissioner.
Oh, that's a bad move right there.
You know, he talked about gay rights,
Yep.
blacks,
Women.
women.
And did he
So-
talk about the female ref too, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's
he
bad.
said it shouldn't be no female reps. And he also talked about that why Roger Goodell is letting those guys kneel on the field. Okay. Now he done hit every avenue of people that's playing in the league.
Yep.
Or they have jobs in the league.
Yep.
So when it comes to marketing dollars, man, there's no way the NFL could have kept him. And you know, I know as we spoke in another show, we said this here was the Davis got pressure.
From the NFL. I think because of all of those things in the marketing campaign, the togetherness campaign that the NFL has been promoting, I really think the pressure came from Goodell and from the league to either you remove him or we finna take draft picks, we finna start finding, and as an organization, one person can't take the whole ship.
Right. So as we say that you don't think that the city of Las Vegas might have had something to say about that too?
Wow, I didn't even think about that. You know, that's a culturally diverse place.
Yeah,
That's really the new melting pot.
yes. As far as adult vacation,
Yeah.
entertainment, that's the #1 place in the world.
Yep. And you got people from all the world,
Exactly.
all different nationalities,
Yes.
colors,
Yeah,
creeds.
just say when they have a special night when it comes to certain people, man, that would have ruined the organization, man.
Yeah, I think I
That
truly
would've
think
ruined
that's
it.
going to be one of those moments where, now you got the NFL team in an area that's legal to gamble.
Yes.
They cannot afford any of this negative publicity because they already are fighting those people that don't want to have gambling involved with the NFL. You know, that's one of the big things. You know, that same thing kind of happened with Pete Rose in baseball. So they're working through that process, and then you have this come out.
Yeah. So
And then remember Michael Sam.
yeah.
I mean, he went after Michael Sam, but I applaud Jeff Fisher for coming out and setting the record straight. We picked Michael Sam based on his skill set. It got nothing to do with
And Michael Sam was a bad boy.
He was hell in college.
Michael Sam was a bad boy, man.
And everybody, we see people in college and they come out and we know that transition from college to the NFL is probably the biggest jump in any sport. It really is. There's so much stuff you have to remember, understand, and the speed of the game is tenfold. Everybody don't make it, but we talked about this. How many kids are playing college football right now versus how many are drafted? It's less than 1% that makes it to the NFL.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you this, Bruce Allen gonna get banned too.
I think everybody that was involved in that, everybody.
And that is and I just think those are the top two names. You got to go after the top two first.
But like we were saying off camera, I think, I hate to say this, but Jon Gruden was the test.
Yes.
They cut him,
Yes.
see how the league reacts. If they get the support, now we can go after everybody else. But they get a whole bunch of backlash, then they leave him with it.
And this is the thing about it, people think that the email was just sent in 08.
Mm-mm.
Man, those emails went from 08 to 19.
Yeah.
That's over an 11-year period.
And that's when he was
And
what?
then
Doing
I'm
Monday
gonna
Night Football.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this here. Man, I know them guys have some private emails, man. They can sit stuff to, man. Man, why you want to use it on the darn NFL server, man? Do you know, man, that's just like the job he has, man. You know, if anything go down, man, they gonna go back every last email you done sent.
You know what we say? You so smart, you stupid. You so smart, you stupid.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you this, man.
Yahoo is free.
Man.
Gmail is free.
Hey man, I thought Bruce Allen was supposed to have a little smart stuff.
Hey man, y'all should use AOL.
You got that mess right. Use what's the one hey, what's the one Kmart came out with? Blue Light. Bluelight.com.
Hey, y'all could have used anything.
Hey man, put them two of the stupidest jokers, boy.
No, it's more than just them two.
I know it, man.
Boy, when that axe swing, it's gonna swing heavy.
Hey man, man, I'm around here, man, just looking at this stuff, man. Man, I'm just looking at some of the names you don't call it, man. But I'm not going to repeat these names, man. But I'm gonna tell you this here, man, I see why the Washington football team can't get no break. They got all these clowns in the organization.
Man, it is just. You know what? I really think the Washington football team gonna take down about 3-4 teams before it's all said and done with. Look, Texas and the Colts, y'all about to get some draft picks.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you
Put
this.
your draft pick. Hey,
Man.
somebody finna be. They gonna have about 6 picks in the first
Man,
round.
but you know now I'm gonna tell you this. Now this is what I've been reading. The NFL fined Washington football team $10 million for whatever it is they found.
Right.
Now everything ain't came out yet, but they're gonna come out slowly.
Yeah, but that was just only for their treatment that was considered unprofessional just to the women that worked there.
But tell me, $10 million?
That ain't nothing to an NFL team.
$10 million.
That ain't nothing to an NFL team.
$10 million. $10 million is a lot of money, boy.
To me and you.
$10 million is a lot of money.
But if you're a billionaire, $10 million is like us going to McDonald's.
Man, I'm gonna tell you
number
something,
one.
man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. The GM, the president, all in that darn organization, get them out of there. Bruce Allen been gone for the last couple of years. But man, this stuff here, man, this stuff is embarrassing going on today. Man, we're not living in the past no more, man.
Right. So let me ask this question. If they brought you in, this is a 2-part question now. They brought you into a Washington football team.
Right.
And they gave you 30 days to improve the image and clean it up. Who will be your first 2 hires and why?
Number one. Now let's go back. Number one, the way I'm gonna get the more of the chemistry, because we got to come up with a name for the Washington football team.
Agreed.
That's number one.
Right.
The name is very important for marketing issues. Man, they can't get no marketing
The
dollars.
city can rally behind the name.
Washington football team. Hey man, they might well call it Darryl Green football team. But man, next year, because I think that coach should be out of there too for the Redskins. Oh, I'm sorry, Washington football team.
Oh, who the coach? Is it
Rivera.
I like Riverboat Run.
I'll tell you something, man. Tell him to get him a quarterback, man. He wasted his time in getting that old Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick is a band-aid.
Yeah, but he's a backup.
But he's a band-aid so they can get the young kid caught up to speed, and hopefully the young kid can be ready to hit the ground next year. And personally, this is just me. Fitz need to retire, become a quarterback coach. You got a lot of knowledge and skills to offer.
I don't know because you know what he was? He was a product of Mike Martz.
But Mike Martz had a dominating offense.
Mike Martz drafted him after the Super Bowl years to come in. So Mike Martz showed him all his vision of what he was doing. I'm gonna tell you this, Man, they bad off to bring in Marshall Falk.
To do what? Running back coach?
Player personnel. When
No.
running back coach is the bottom of the barrel when it comes to coaching, man.
No.
That's just like
You know, if they want to bring in, I think you create your real ambassador. You bring in Daryl Green. Bring in Daryl Green.
developmental personnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
You bring in Daryl Green. That's a local legend. That's a local guy.
Okay.
Well, not local, but you know, he's a Redskin. He was that dude.
But I would say this, you know, as far as we're looking at coaches, man, they're going to continue to do the rethreads. So, because I know they're going to get a thread. And I would say this here. And I know people going to blast me on this. If we looking to give a guy a chance, how about the Buccaneers coordinator? Because they need an offensive mind, man. Leave these defensive minded guys out of their mind. Think he ready?
No. And it's not that I don't think it's not from a skill set. Skill set is ready. That environment is
What his
so
name is?
toxic.
Or what the old quarterback name?
Which one?
I did the Bucs offensive coordinator.
Oh my goodness, I don't have a brain fart.
The old Jacksonville Jaguars
Quarterback.
franchise quarterback.
Was a franchise guy. Big boy. I think that area is too toxic to bring somebody in. One, he bringing a good skill set, and if you still got them same people in upper management, they are going to destroy him and his reputation.
What about Jerry Gray? Jerry Gray still out there trying to become a head coach.
Look, none of these guys will stand a chance unless you get rid of
What about-
everybody in executive.
Okay.
The executive. Now, if you
Okay.
clean the slate,
Okay.
and Bruce, and the owner, he kind of takes a step back.
Who's the new GM there?
I don't even know who that guy is. Now, let's look at that. In the last 2 years, do you think they drafted good?
No.
I think they did. I think on the defensive side, they did
No,
okay.
I think they have a couple good receivers come out of Ohio State because I think they got a good backfield,
So, I mean, I get rid of the GM.
but they don't have a franchise player. Nobody to build around.
And I think that has more. Well, they don't have a household name. For people to. It goes back to what you're saying. If you got a name for the team, people can rally, and then they can have the jerseys.
Yeah, and this the one thing, and this when people was talking about Cam Newton,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the reason why I'm gonna say that Cam Newton is not a fit nowhere in the league anymore because if the head coach that drafted you, if he didn't want you,
Yeah.
would it must have been something that you wasn't doing right when you was in Carolina, right?
And you know, we've talked about this a bunch of times. His personality is so big. A lot of times,
It was big. Now he's been degraded.
but I still think he's kind of a big personality.
Yeah, he is.
And that team right now,
His personality.
they need to stay under the radar to get everything situated. So like I said, I will bring in Daryl Green. I will look at some of these former players and some of these other executives. We got a whole bunch of these former executives are sitting there on Sirius XM radio doing these talk shows. I'm pretty sure you can convince one of them to come out, give them a 5-year run,
Okay.
and get some quality in there that know the job.
Well, okay, now let's go back for a minute.
All right.
You know, man, I don't care nothing about that Washington football team, but I'm gonna go back for a minute. And we on Jon Gruden ass.
We on the head.
Okay. Bruce Allen.
On the head.
Who did he bring in the head coach 3 years ago?
Group.
His brother. Jay Gruden.
Oh yeah.
So So, do you think he was caught up in
Oh,
something?
everybody forgot. Well, Bruce Allen was at a couple times.
I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, come from here.
And then he was in Atlanta.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is, do you think his brother caught him in some of them emails too?
Again, there's more to come. I believe so.
Yeah, because you know he came out a few years ahead of you in high school. You know he came right out of chamber.
Yep.
Yeah. But you know, and that's the hard thing, man. You know, because for all the ties Gruden have in the NFL, I guarantee all of them got their head between their hands right now and running.
You got a couple of them that tried to speak up for him on Friday. They disagree with the statements, and you know, and they said, "Well, I've known him these years. I've never heard nothing. You know, if I did, I would have checked it." But now
he ain't gonna say shit, Brian, because you black. He ain't gonna say a damn
well, some of these
thing.
guys were white. But here's the thing: now
Hey,
they have fallen all the way back.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. For me and you being black our whole damn life. But I tell you this, yeah. But I ain't been black for 10 years. But I've been black for 53 goddamn years. And I'm gonna tell you this. Certain people know what to say around here and what not to say.
Agreed.
But when you get two mutual people that let it loose,
Yeah, and they feel comfortable.
yes. And like I'm hearing all these guys like the one greatest receiver, Tim Bryant. Man, he never said. Of course, you ain't never heard him.
Or if he did do it, would you have stayed as long as you did?
No.
Exactly. So now let's look at the Raiders. Same question posed. Mike Mayock, he may or may not survive this, but I think he may.
But I think with Mike Mayock now, not with Mike now. See, Mike a little different, you know, because he done had plenty of other jobs where he's very well respected.
Yep.
As a guy that know how to go find talent.
Agreed.
But at the same time, but they got to win in Vegas. They have to win in Vegas, man. Now tell me, don't they put out the Super Bowl next year?
I believe so.
And I think that's another reason why I had to get up out of there.
Boy, that'd be ugly. That hurt ticket sales. So
Yeah.
I think Mike will survive. Now I know they got the assistant head coach is going to take over for the rest of the season. Now, if they make the playoffs under that assistant head coach, do you give him a contract or you give him a 1-year extension? How you run that? Or do you go out and get a more diverse candidate like offensive coordinator for the Chiefs?
No, I
Reach out to the Bucks.
I do. You know, and this is what I always say this, man. And I get, because I think the Chiefs coordinator time have came and gone.
So you think he should have been left?
Yes, I think he should have been head coach a few years ago. Like right now, they down, and I think the blame's gonna be on him. Because we can't just praise them when they win.
We gotta criticize when they lose.
We only look at winning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm not gonna say he's a bad coach, but he ain't making no adjustment. Because all these turnovers, all these penalties, he has to be doing something.
Yeah. But you know, part of that's that defense. That defense, they was protected because they were outscoring everybody. Everybody
I
became
get that too.
one-dimensional.
I get that too. And there's one thing I'm gonna tell you: our offensive coordinator also plays to your defense too.
That's true. So
I'm not gonna sit here and praise the enemy. Now, if he turns around for the rest of the season, they 500, they over. Okay, maybe he need to get a job. But if they get an under 500 record, man, put his name at the bottom of the barrel.
all right. So look at this. So you Mike Mayock. You got to pick between Leftwich and Bierman. For your new head coach.
Yeah,
For your new head coach.
the enemy.
Really?
Yes.
I think I'll go with Leftwich. And the only reason why I go with Leftwich.
No, because the reason why I would go with the enemy, because he's been with Andy Reid and he know how to put a system in.
I'm looking at the quarterback in place now, Derek Carr. His mobility, he got some, but he is not a Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
So a lot of them plays that they're running, that scheme is designed for quickness.
Okay. I'm glad you say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you. The reason why a lot of former today players that came out and talking against Gruden, because Gruden traded away what the receiver that went to Dallas.
Amari.
What's the lineman? One of the best pass rushers in the game. He traded to Chicago.
Khalil Mack. Excuse me.
He didn't like young players.
Maybe he didn't like young vocal players.
Okay. So now, this is the point I'm getting to. Derek Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same Derek Carr that played with what team he played with first?
Oh goodness.
Texans.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because he had the connection. Nope. Yeah.
What
And that's
team
when
he
they
come
got Watson, and then he became a liability.
Okay. Derek Carr more like a gunslinger, right? And he kind of controlled Derek Carr because he was a vet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of give him a gunslinger.
Now, what if it's a better quarterback on that team?
You got to go with the best player.
Yeah, but maybe he's not the best.
Maybe he's not.
Maybe because he was a vet, that's who he was going with.
Okay, how about that?
Because you got to look at this here. Now, they started out, 4-0 to 3-0 last season?
Yeah, something like that.
And
They kind of fizzled out.
yeah, they fizzled out every year.
So, do you think that's due to the offense,
Okay, that's
the
Gruden
defense, or poor management of personnel?
All I'm going to say is the personnel guy only can give you guys to play with. But also, Gruden is a very vocal guy, and you got to have somebody you can work with. And I think he wanted Mayock in there, somebody he can control.
Now that Mayock is going to be the man.
Maybe now, Mayock able to choose his head coach.
Go back to what we said.
Yes.
Left switch.
Got to go back. Got to go back. So you have a valid point. So
you got a quarterback, and then you got a running back.
Yes.
So
now he got a hell of a running back, and maybe the reason why the running back stay hurt because they practice too darn rough.
Or they keep running them inside runs. If you got a speed guy, get him on the outside. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey man.
I think for Washington and for the Raiders, I think in our offseason, those two teams are going to have to find an identity. And it may come with, well, we know the Raiders going to have to get a head coach.
Okay.
They may have to change their whole coaching staff may be gone.
Okay.
Washington's going to have to change all of their executive staff, including finding everything. So and they may lose their GM, believe it or not. So Washington, they may lose their GM. Again, they may lose their GM. So to say all of that is those two teams that we see now, the start of next season, they may look completely different. And they may both have new head coaches. Now again, I love Riverboat Ron. I think he's doing a good job with what he got. That's the problem. He ain't got much.
Yeah, but let's see, what is this, the second year?
Second year. We should give people multiple years, right? The first year, 3 years. Okay, so if he don't produce, now what's going to be benchmark? They need to be playoffs. They need to be 500. What's going to be your benchmark for Riverboat Ron before you go ahead and cut ties with him?
Let's see. So this 21.
Mm-hmm.
So they let go. So that when they let Bruce Allen go, they let go
The coach.
Gruden too.
Yeah.
Okay, so they brung in a new GM, and,
Yep.
and the GM brung in
Riverboat. Yep. Okay.
So are both of them tied to the hip?
Tied to the hip.
So when one go, the other one got
Theoretically.
Okay.
Theoretically.
Okay. Well, I don't care enough for them guys there watching the football team.
Not a fan.
Right now, there'll be some Dak Prescott.
I love me some TB12.
Hey man. But
Now let me ask you this question. This can't be off script. So, do you think the Cowboys peaking too quick, or do you think they just get into their groove? Because if you look at their history, they've done this before and fizzled out in the back end.
But I think it's a little different this year.
You think?
Yeah, I think a little different because I think I mentioned this a couple weeks back that they're trying to figure out how to win again. You know, they're trying to figure out what these scrimps are, and I think and I think now they have some players on both sides of the ball.
Now, I like the cornerback.
You know, they
playing good ball.
making plays and could you go back in history when you have a team that pop out of nowhere, they come from the bottom of the barrel to a Super Bowl contender.
Mm-hmm.
They make certain adjustments during the offseason that you don't see.
Right.
And the thing I say about the Cowboys, they never gave respect to that quarterback.
Right.
And right now, man, Dak is telling everybody, man, he's a top 5 quarterback in the game. He's a top 5 quarterback.
I'm still more worried about the injury.
Of course. Hey, I'm going to tell you, every quarterback, I'm going to tell you, every team is worried about one hit away.
And I think,
One hit away.
and we saw, once he went down, the team itself emotionally fell off.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do think this here, I think now they have figured out what the running game is going again. So they trying to take away the pass. And they get, man, like they've been averaging 200 rush yards a game.
Yeah. Now, like I said, we said this before. There is a running back controversy in Dallas right now.
Yeah, it is, but they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. But I guarantee you this here.
Pollard,
After the season, I guarantee you Ezekiel Elliott will not be there. I promise you that.
you want to put a 1926 on?
Yes, he will not be there.
All
And
right.
you know why?
Why?
Because the running back is, because we can see he's not getting that hole like he used to.
So he got a little trade on Tigers.
Shit, that motherfucker done went from a motherfucking
He don't
mission
tell-
to a fucking blow pop.
He ain't hit the ball. He ain't running up no slicks.
No.
Okay.
No.
So you think Pollard's gonna be the dude?
He don't have that burst like he used to. The same how Pollard was, the
Man,
way Pollard
he
looking
was
now,
hitting that hole
that's
hard.
the same way Ezekiel Elliott used to look. But the knee injuries do it. You know, those guys are not like a guy like Adrian Peterson that know how to train their body during the offseason. When you're a superstar, man, you train year round, man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't be out there partying and stuff like they doing.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm not a Cowboy fan, man, but I love me some darn Zach Prescott.
I'm not a Cowboy fan at all. But I like good football. It's gonna be
Yeah.
very interesting this year.
Yeah, man, but we finna end it on this here, man. But I would tell you this here, man. With the Jon Gruden stuff, this stuff just getting started.
Yeah.
Just getting started, and I would guarantee this here. The NFL gonna try to wrap this up
Before Super Bowl.
before the playoffs to make sure the focus be back on the game of football.
You know, the one note that I have is that if people contained within those emails were other coaches or executives in other teams, this could pretty much reshuffle the entire playoff picture in a matter of weeks.
Yes.
It can
It
literally.
will. It will, because this is very damaging. And there's another thing, man. And people, you know, and that's why I say this here. When it comes to football being the number one sport in our great country of America, Roger Goodell made some good, important decisions. The game is more important than one person.
That's right. He protects the shield above all others.
Yeah, and you know, like years ago, now there was the 70s when we had the other dude, Pete Rozelle. Gruden would have been still there, wouldn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Making him comment like he made the other day, talking about, I'm not gonna speak on it no more. Okay.
It's
You
done.
made your stand, you out of here. I'm gonna tell you this. The Raiders let him change one word. They gave him the option. Man, I'm gonna let you say the word resign. But you already know his ass was fired. We know that.
Like I said, if it wasn't for the pressure the NFL put on the Raiders, he may still be there. He may still be there preparing to coach Sunday.
I'm glad. I'm glad he did, man, because they'll get blew out again. Losing to anybody.
They got the Broncos.
Man, they would have. Man, they still gonna lose, but we finna end the show, and you know, I'm finna give it to you guys like we always do. We stay cool,
Stay dry.
and what we always do,
Smoke what you like.
smoke what you like.
Oh.
Hey man, I